Hey, what's going on, guys? Told you I'd probably be back with the video this week. I'm going to talk about the Omega Supreme from the Siege War for Cybertron series. He is a Titan class. He's huge. He's awesome. We're going to get into it here in a second. He came out in August, which I believe Jetfire came out in August as well. They should be available in your stores. I did see Jetfire available at my Target just today, actually. But I ordered them from Big Bad Toy Store. The Omega Supreme, I think, is $160. I want to say Jetfire is either 70 or 80. I can't quite remember. But he may actually be available in your store as well. I just went ahead and purchased him off of online from there because I want to make sure to secure it and get it. And glad that I did. Like I said, he's awesome. So let's go ahead and check him out. Alright, here we are with the front of the box, and it's some really nice artwork. You got Omega Supreme battling out with some Decepticons on Cybertron. Really digging the artwork on this box. It's a huge box, really nice for displaying. And you got the Siege War for Cybertron trilogy on the bottom, Omega Supreme here on the side. You spin it around here, and you got some more artwork, and here it is, Titan class. And like I said, this is the first Titan class I've ever had. And spin it around, and on the back, on the other side, you got the normal kind of artwork that I think comes on the side of most of the Siege War for Cybertron boxes. So it's pretty standard there. And if we go ahead and flip it up on the top, then you got a nice wide picture of Optimus and a bunch of other Autobots. Really nice looking. But you got Red Alert, you got Hound, I believe, Optimus, Prowl, Ironhide, Chromia, and then you also got Sideswipe all over to your right. But really cool. And flip it around to the back now, and you got just kind of a picture of everything. You got your Omega Supreme in robot mode. You got the picture of him in the command center mode. You got Countdown, the little Micromaster that comes with. And then you also have a picture of him in his tank mode. So pretty cool stuff. Really digging the backside of this box as well. Yeah, the artwork and just this entire box is just, it's actually a pretty nice display piece. I mean, if you have room for it, it's huge, but you get it. So moving on now to the actual robot mode, and here we are with Omega in all his glory, and he is huge. I believe he stands 24 inches tall is what I want to say. I think him and also the rocket, I think, I want to say I read that and just in the scaling from the description that they're both 24 inches tall, but I could be wrong. Regardless, he's gigantic, and I mean he's a very cool piece. Really loving his robot mode. And like I said before, I've never had an actual Titan class, and he lives up to it, you know. But you can move him around, his feet around pretty good for actual like posing and stuff like that. And that's just to scale. That's just a picture of Countdown, who's a Micromaster that comes with him. Next to him, you got the Voyager class Optimus Prime from the Siege series. You got the Voyager class Megatron from the Siege series, and they basically come up to they're about the size of his shin. Is about how big they are, and that just kind of shows you how they scale with him. He is gigantic. And here's bringing in a Legends class Ultra Magnus and Shockwave, just to see how they scale with him. They're a little bit taller. They're about another like half-inch or inch taller than Optimus Prime, but they come up maybe to his kneecaps, and that's just about it. And let's find somebody else we can go scale him with. And here we go. Here is our sound wave. This is the Bumblebee, the sound wave from the Bumblebee solo movie. And I like to always scale him with a lot of the Transformers that I take out, just because he's usually just huge and a beast by himself. But then when you take him and you put him next to Omega Supreme, then it kind of puts things in perspective as to how big Omega Supreme is, because Bumblebee by himself is just huge. And here we are with G1 Devastator, who also does not really compare to the size of, I mean, he just compares very small, very miniature in size to old Omega Supreme. And I mean, yeah, he's just a huge, huge transformer. And you can flip these up right here, and you got his missiles in there. He's ready to go. But yeah, you kind of can fold this down. That's where his tank mode is in there. And that's kind of like how you start with his transformation. You also have these little cubbies down here in his shins that you could stow away guys in. Like you can put Countdown in there, or any other Micromaster you want to put in there. It kind of works a little bit better as far as when you get him in the in his base mode. But we'll kind of check out some of the articulation, and it's what you're not hearing here is because like I said, I record the audio over this. It's a very loud clicking. When he moves around his legs, or when you spin his torso around, he has pretty decent articulation for how big he is. I mean, as far as how his knees, and just he has pretty good articulation. I mean, he is as bulky as he is, but at the same time, like I said, it's just very loud when things are clicking. But also, it gives you pretty good strength to where you can pose him in a lot of different ways, just because how solid those clicks are. I mean, that you can put him in probably a lot of different poses if you want to get creative. But you can see the same thing with his arms. His arms articulate pretty well. And these are like, these little gummy things are kind of like a little, I don't know exactly what they're called. They're just like little like blast things that come with them, and you can pretty much take them and build out like just for decoration, as far as make it look like he has firepower coming out of his cannon. Especially when you put him in tank mode, I think it looks a little better when you get him in tank mode, as far as how these things work. But as far as just in his robot mode, this is what I typically do. I just put them all together and just stack them up on his arm, make it look like he's got a big old he's firing a big old shot at someone. But they do look a little bit flimsy there as I move it over. They're about to fall out. They just plug in there, look like they're about to fall out again. And he has his head can kind of tilt up and down and spin all the way around. But all in all, I mean, like, for how big he is and bulky in general, I think that he has pretty solid articulation. I was definitely pleased with it. And like I said, it kind of gives you a good amount of different options as far as how you can pose him if you'd like. And kind of on the back here, like his little like wings that he has end up being, you take them off and they turn into like, the this part right here is actual part of the missile, and these parts are actually part of like the ramp that goes around his command center. And but his transformation, which we'll go over here in a second, is actually not that bad. And just one more overall look at kind of like the back side of him, and just how big he is in general. And now let's go ahead and start getting into transforming them, so we can take those pieces off, like I said, and turn them around. We'll kind of try to straighten his legs out a little bit. There we go. Let's get him standing up. And this right here kind of pops out his whole arms, and this ends up making that 2 foot tall missile that you can basically is what he would use to like kind of take a bunch of Autobots out into space to kind of for transport. And this part right here folds down, and then out comes his torso, which, like I said, turns into the tank. And now that we got that out, we can start twisting him around, make him do the splits. And like I said, I mean, once you get to this part, it's a pretty easy transformation. I mean, like, you just take a couple pieces off, spin him around, do the splits, and then you twist his, once you get him all straightened out, you kind of just twist his legs at more of like a 90-degree. And that's, for the most part, it until you actually put the ramp on. Oh yeah, you got these little, I forgot, you got these little panels that flip up and make a little ramp so your MicroMasters could come up and down on them. And let's go ahead and flip these around. Yeah, it feels like those actually should come up, but they don't. Alright, so now we can start putting his little road on. And these roads unfold, and then when they do, they got these little braces that you can fold down, and that kind of just gives everything support. And then they got kind of like two little clips that you snap on each side. Go over that side and get the other, and there we go, we're good. So we'll just flip it around now and put on the other side of the ramp, or not ramp, little road. Clip, 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 clip. And that, for all intents and purposes, is his command center mode. Yeah, so like I said, pretty easy transformation. And next we can take some, we'll take old Countdown and put him over here and kind of just show you how he scales. And as far as like the road, you can fit some Deluxe Series or even Voyager class Transformers on there. As you'll see once we get done transforming him into his tank mode, it actually fits on this road as well. But yeah, this transformation was not that bad. Neither him going into his tank mode is pretty simple. You get that up, get the turret up, flip it around, and then snap this and close your back. This thing, sometimes I have a hard time getting that red latch open. Sometimes that thing does not want to open, and I almost feel like I'm going to break it, but it ends up coming. Just got to give it a little bit of time and it comes. But yeah, just get that, and then he's got all his firepower. His head kind of just goes in the back of that his main cannon there, and everything can go up and down. You can't go side to side with any of his weapons. And like I said, you can fit him, and he rolls, and he can actually, his wheels will fit on that, and he can actually go all the way around that. And he rolls pretty decent on the old table or on the ground as well, if you please. Then you can take these little blast things that came with it, and I think this looks a little bit better than it does on his actual arm. When you make that big obstruction on his arm, it's kind of a little bit silly. These actually look pretty decent when you line them up like this. Get all three of them blasting out, I think. So it looks, yeah, that come down a little bit. That looks a little bit odd. I'm shooting almost straight up. But now let's go ahead and check out the missile. This is not too bad. So this can be a little bit, can give you a little bit of a hard time as far as getting everything latched together at the same time. If so, you may need to just twist that little those little arms, twist them around a little bit, where his arms actually are, just to get everything to snap together properly and close up tightly. Yeah, that one actually went pretty nicely. See, this one over here is a little bit tight, you can see, so you got to twist that arm a little bit, and then once you get it to the right spot, then it snaps up really easily. There we go. So that wasn't bad at all. And nah, yeah, see, it's kind of being a little bit of a pain, but it's not too bad. I just was probably not being as patient as I should have been. But then it stands up there, and you got your little you got your rocket that you can go take a convoy up to the old moon if you want to. And like you can see, it's huge. I think it's 24 inches. 24 inches, I believe, is what it is. And you can take little countdown, and there's like a little compartment up in here that you can take countdown and put them in there. And you can kind of guide you on your, yeah, that don't look good. There we go. It's a little better. But yeah, countdown can kind of just guide you on your way, on your voyage that you go. Oh, there we go. A little piece popped off. Let's go ahead and just take him and get in there. Get in there, countdown. So yeah, that's it for the most part. You got his tank, we got his rocket, and his command center, and you can take all these little Micromasters. I got taking those little 10-packs that I got from Target the other day and did that video for last week, and just that's kind of like what I was really excited about, getting that 10-pack, the Target exclusive for the Micromasters, or if you just have other Micromasters, it doesn't really matter. But I knew I was getting Mega Supreme, and I just wanted to have the command center with all the little Micromasters, because I think, I mean, you can use like the Deluxe class or Voyager class with them, but I mean, in my opinion, it's a lot funner to have the Micromasters kind of like just have like your little, like almost like city to where they're running the command center. But kind of reminds me almost in a sense of like just almost like of a micro machines. If you remember micro machines back in the day, having some of them with some of their fun little bases and stuff like that. Maybe that's why I like the Micromaster so much. I don't know, and I remember playing with a lot of the Metroplex. I had some Micromasters from G1 when I was a kid with the Metroplex, which I really enjoyed playing with that as well. But yeah, that is it. So the only downfall I'd say is there's not enough maybe little holes, because a lot of these Micromasters I know you can put together, and like I went over and make little rockets or whatnot, or other just weapons that you can attach to the other Ultra Magnus and hold them as a gun, or kind of put them on guys' shoulders and stuff like that. There doesn't seem to be too many holes, surprisingly, where you can use these guys as to kind of add them on as attachments, surprisingly. And I don't really get that. That's the only really negative or downside I can say, that I was surprised that there wasn't more little ports that you can plug these guys into. But other than that, I think he's awesome. And like I said, I got it from Big Bag Toy Store. You may actually see them in your Target or Walmart. I actually saw Jetfire in my Walmart today, or not Walmart, in my Target today, which leads me to believe that there's a good chance that a Mega Supreme may make his way to the store. But if you don't want to wait and you just want to make sure you secure them, I mean, like I said, it's the first time I ordered anything from Big Bad Toy Store, and I was happy with my service through them. And I mean, I'm really happy with just this product in general. I think it is really high quality. It gives me I gotta give it a thumbs up, and I approve it. But I think it's definitely well worth the purchase, and it's a good fit in my collection. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll be back probably later this week with either the Jetfire or the Skywarp. Later, guys.